Hello everybody, welcome back to Programminers. Hope you're all doing safe and good at home. My name is Dhruv Deshpande and we're back with another video. In this video, we'll be diving into the exhilarating field of Python. We all must have heard of Python, of course. I mean, not the scary snake, but the programming language. Python, the programming language, has been gaining popularity over the last few years. What exactly is this programming language? Python is extensively used in developing AI and ML models and is extensively used in the AI and ML field. In this video, we'll be looking at a simple Python program that you can do yourself and kickstart your Python journey. We'll be programming a simple calculator using Python. Want to see how it works? Come, let's find out.
So let's start coding the simple Python program. Today, we'll be using this editor called PyCharm. PyCharm can be easily downloaded from the internet by visiting the link jetbrains.com/pycharm/download. So we start off this program with 5 simple print statements. So what is a print statement? A print statement is the most fundamental statement in Python. And all it does is it basically displays on the screen any text to input into the program. So we start off with 5 print statements, and the syntax is also really simple. It's the word print followed by parentheses and the text you want to be printed in double quotes. So select an operation to perform. Here we want the calculator to ask the user to select any operation and display the set of 4 operations that perform. So print select an operation to perform followed by the 4 operations that it can perform. That is 1 addition, 2 subtraction, 3 multiplication, and finally print 4 division. So that's great. Now let's test this program. Let's test this program and see if these 5 print statements are in order. So how do you run the program? This program can be run by either clicking this run button on the top right or either right clicking on the screen, clicking run. So we have it here. The 5 print statements are successfully printed just like how we wanted it to be. Now let's move forward in the program. We define a variable. So what is a variable? A variable is an entity in which you store a particular value. If you're not very familiar with the concept of variable, please do check out my old video. The link will be posted in the description box. So we define a variable called operation. An operation equal to input. So what is this input? Input basically prompts the user to enter a value. And this value is 1, 2, 3 or 4. So if the user enters the number 1, the calculator should perform addition, and similarly 2 subtraction, 3 multiplication, 4 division. So that's how this variable operation moves forward. So now we put in an if statement in the program. If this variable operation equal to 1, remember to always enclose the number 1 in double quotes, otherwise the computer will think of 1 as the integer and not 1 as the text. And remember to always include 2 equal to signs here as that's the correct syntax. And always follow an if statement with a colon, otherwise the computer will not recognize the if statement. So if operation equal to 1, then num1 equal to input, and enter first number, and num2 equal to input, enter second number. So what these 2 lines basically means is that num1 and num2 are again variables, and we want the 2 numbers to be added or subtracted by the computer to be identified by this input statement. So again, the program is prompting the user to input 2 values, num1 and num2, and these two values undergo whatever operation the user wants to do. So that's great. Now how does the calculator recognize and perform the addition, subtraction, multiplication or division? So as the operation is number 1 here, we want the calculator to add the 2 numbers inputted by the user. And how do we do that? We can do that with a simple print statement. So we have print the sum is num1 plus num2. We always have to enclose the sum is within double quotes because that's a piece of text and you want it to be recognized as text by the computer and not as a variable. So we enclose it within double quotes and we convert the num1 plus num2 to string. So that's what strr means. String means basic text and in int stands for integer. So we convert the integer num1 and num2 to a particular text. That's what the function of string is. So great, now we have it for addition part. Now we can similarly do it for subtraction, multiplication and the division parts as well. So let's copy paste this piece of text as the code is not fully similar, but some parts of it are similar. So here instead of the if command, we use the else if command because that basically means you're telling the computer that if the operation equal to 1, go forward with addition, else if not, if the operation is 2, go forward with subtraction. We change this to 2, we change this to else if, and the command for that is elif, the short form for else if. And num1 equal to into 10 first number, num2 equal to into 10 second number, that remains the same, and we change the sum to difference, and obviously we change this to the minus sign. Similarly, you can do it for multiplication and division as well. Just copy that. Else if operation equal to 3, the product is num1 multiplied by num2. So the symbol for multiplication for a computer is the asterisk, and the symbol for division for a computer is the backslash. So that has to be kept in mind while programming a calculator. So we have the division part left. Similarly, copy paste it, change this operation to 4. The quotient is num1 divided by num2. And you might be wondering, what if the user at the start inputs any other number other than 1, 2, 3 and 4? For that we use the command else. So if is always followed by an else. So basically if operation equal to 1, carry forward with addition, if not 2 then subtraction, 3 multiplication, 4 division, and if not any of these then print invalid entry. So if the person, for example, if the user inputs a number 5, so the calculator cannot recognize an operation relating to 5, so it's an invalid entry. Hence we use the else statement and say if any number is inputted other than 1, 2, 3 and 4, print invalid entry. So the syntax for that is else followed by a colon and then simple print invalid. So there we have it. We have the program done, and now we have to run it and check whether the program is in order, whether the syntax is correct, whether there are any bugs, and so on. So as I mentioned, you can either click the run button here on the top right, or right click on the screen and look for the run button. Either of them works. So here we have it. It asks us to input any one number. So we input the number 1, indicating the calculator to go forward with addition, and then it asks us for the first number to be added. We say, for example, 50, and then second number 40, and it successfully added the two numbers and says the sum is 90. It displays everything correctly, so that's great. And now let's test this program even for the other 3 given operations. So we run the program again. We go with 2. And the first number 40, second number 30. The difference is 10. That's great. Subtraction also has worked. Let's check the other 2 operations. Multiplication, that is 3. And the first number, let's go with 30. Second number 3. Product is 90. Great. And now last, the division part. Number 4. Into the first number 45 divided by 3, the quotient is 15. So that's great. The Calculate program is working completely and there are no errors, so that's a great sign.
As you saw in this video, Python is really not that hard as people make it sound. All it requires is just that first small step. And we hope at Programminers that this video helps you get started with that first small step. If you have any queries, please do drop them in the comment section below. I'll be looking forward to read them. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Until next time.